watch full-length movie on YouTube with Michael Spiegelman.
Hi.
Let's watch
This is Carl.
movie
I'm Mike's friend.
on YouTube with
I wrote this
Michael
song.
Spiegelman.
My turn-ons are
Let's
sad
watch
sheets.
full-length movie
I like to pee
on
outdoors.
YouTube with Michael
You should follow me on Twitter.
Let's watch
It's Jokes de Carl.
movie.
Not duh like duh. Or that's funny. It's duh like French, so it's Jokes de Carl. Follow me now. With Michael Spiegelman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to LWAFLMOYT. That's an acronym. It stands for Let's Watch a Full-Length Movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl. Hi, Carl.
Hey. Whoa, hi. How you doing?
Oh,
It's
hey,
Mike
I'm doing
Spiegelman and Carl and...
Oh, yes. We have a very special guest. My brother, Adam Spiegelman, returns to our show. Hi, Adam.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey,
girl.
Hey.
My brother has one of the best podcasts still in distribution. You can find it at Proudly Resents. It's a really good cult movie podcast and a big influence on this show. So, hello, welcome back, Adam.
Oh, thanks for having me, and good to meet you, Mike. Is it Spiegelman or Spiegelman?
It's Spiegelman.
Oh, okay, good. And
I'm really excited
Carl.
to have you. Maybe we won't have a celebrity comedian countdown today. Are we having a celebrity comedian countdown today?
Oh, it's not me.
whatever you want to do. I have
Alright.
them in my back pocket. We don't need to do it. We have Adam,
Apparently, I'm neither a celebrity nor a
a
comedian.
comedian.
You count
right.
down?
Sure. From where? It depends from where.
7.
Yeah.
We are right now streaming first on mutinyradio.fm. It is the internet radio station based in San Francisco and broadcasts around the world. So, hello world. Get our podcast, LWAFLMOYT. That's why we say the acronym up front. Find the podcast and at your leisure, listen to the podcast and watch the movie at the same time. Maybe you're even lazier. We have a YouTube channel. Carl, what's the word I'm looking for? Moderates.
Thanks.
And he actually syncs the movie with the podcast, so you don't
I'm
have
the
to do that extra
curator.
step. And you can watch it anytime at LWA.
At your leisure, not leisure.
At your leisure. That word is so banal. Did I pronounce that word right? LWAFLMOYT is our YouTube channel. So we want you to like someone and smash them. Not anything related. Carl, what is the movie we're watching this week?
We will watch this week. We're watching Brooke Shields again. It's our third movie. Brenda Starr. Okay, Brenda Starr, 1989. That's what you put in the YouTube search engine. Brenda, you know how to spell that. Stars with 2 R's, 1989. And then it goes on to say what? It says Brooke Shields and...
Timothy
but
Dalton?
anyway, you will find the channel that is Gamer. Something Gamer. That's your channel. It's IRSYAD. Syad. Syad Gamer is the channel we like. Brenda Starr, 2 R's, 1989.
All right, sounds good. Let's take it from Carl. Go find Brenda Starr, 1989. That's the one with Brooke Shields. The dad gamer is hosting it for us. Find the link, click it, hit pause, move it the timer to 000. And now, without further ado, Carl, take it away.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Celebrity Comedian Countdown. This time with Adam Spiegelman. Welcome, Adam.
Wow, we're all surprised.
Now,
Yeah,
Adam,
right.
you are not a comedian
No.
out there on the circuit thing, and you're certainly not a celebrity. I'm
No.
wondering how you wormed your way into Celebrity Comedian Countdown. Could it be your famous Pulitzer Prize winning father, Art
Spiegelman.
Spiegelman?
Cartoonist. Yeah.
Cartoonist,
Jazz
right.
lover,
Still alive.
still
Who
alive.
created
Living.
Mouse?
Yeah, no relation.
Yeah, it isn't. No, we are not related to the famous cartoonist.
What?
Unfortunately,
What?
I know.
I
Yeah,
can
love
spell
it.
your name.
It's the same name as our father, and I remember in film class, I had a professor at SUNY Purchase, shout out,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Is your dad Art Spiegelman?" And at that moment, normally I'd say no, but then I was like, yes.
Well,
If it
right?
helps my grade, yes.
Your mother was a big fan of art.
Of yours.
She supported she was a patron. Okay, now, great interview. Now, Adam Spiegelman. Everybody
What
out
about
there,
I was on vacation and we did a lot of wacky tricks.
Save
on
it.
each
Save
other.
it. Save it for the next time.
All right.
This will be on our Patreon channel that doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. The good old. Oh, we should. Hey, Carl. I hate to interrupt your celebrity comedian
Sure,
countdown.
you hate to. Sure.
Are you sure?
We have a Discord channel. Okay, continue.
Oh yeah, we have Datcord, Discord. It's LWAFLMOYT.
You're from New Jersey. You have that cord. That cord over there.
Discord.
Not Discord.
Not Discord.
Cord.
Adam Spiegelman. Everyone at home is poised to watch this film at the exact same second that we do here in the studio. So everyone at home must press play at the exact same time as we do here in the studio. So why don't you go ahead, Adam Spiegelman, and give us that celebrity comedian countdown?
3, 2, 1. Bang!
All right. Thank you, Celebrity Comedian Countdown, for that Celebrity Comedian Countdown. Oh, worst president ever.
Really triumph?
Oh, it's a triumph. Sorry.
Do you mean
Trump's name
Truman? Because
everywhere.
he will be in this film. The worst president ever, Truman, Harry S. Truman, will be in this film. But now that we've got Trump, is it really true anymore? He's not the worst.
Right. Sure. Maybe there'll be another worst president. We'll have to wait. Brenda Starr, the cartoon show, the comic strip.
I can't
Right,
believe you guys
now-
made comic strips political. It's unbelievable.
This is a comic strip that was in, it was
Jeffrey
out of the
Jeffrey
Chicago
Tambor.
Tribune.
I'm out of here.
You guys remember this from growing up, right? In the Sunday Funnies?
Can I just
Star
talk about
Ledger?
this? I'm not that smart. Like I couldn't follow it's only 3 panels a day. Nothing really happened, and you don't read it every day, and you don't know. I always got lost. So
You could really
she was
fall
cute,
behind.
and she had like a tiny little nose, and I'd read that.
I'm always like, look out behind you, Mary Worth.
Yeah,
I can't
very
tell them
cool.
apart. Look out, Rex Harrington.
Timothy
it was always
Dalton was in this movie.
Yeah,
He
this
had
is
a
famous
career.
Timothy.
Did you know he existed before James Bond?
I knew he was in this movie. Well, he was in Flash Gordon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like a famous British actor. So this is cute. Like comic book movies before Marvel, they really didn't know how to do them. So they always have to show the art itself.
Yeah, the
like
drawing, right.
the drawing, because it's a comic book movie based on a comic book. Bob Mackie, nice.
Well, he really is involved in his mouth.
Look at
I
that.
know what's up
old,
with that.
Look at that
Oh.
old style,
Oh.
pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
Yeah, old timey coffee, frosting.
Now, Timothy
paper.
Dalton started in The Lion in Winter, one of my favorite films. You guys know that.
Yeah,
film.
we talked about that film.
He was the King of France. Come to visit.
The cartoon, the comic strip. The character he plays has a patch on his eye, so it's like
Yep.
one of those movie magic to see the actual character in real life, even though he looks, goofy.
Right. He plays Basil St. John, who was always a mysterious figure in the cartoon, in the comic strip of Brenda Starr. Brenda Starr was a reporter, and that would take her on lots and lots of adventures. Now, the woman who writes for Brenda Starr used to get letters from reporters saying, "This is bullshit. My life is not like this at all." And she was like, "That's why you're not in a comic strip."
Right.
Yeah, let's do a comic strip about you trying to pay your taxes
Now,
and
we've
making
got
phone
the
calls.
sound on mute, which is a big mistake because Mike always has the sound up. And what he's doing is he's insulting Brenda Starr. You see, he's taken this job. Oh, now you turn it on. He's taken this job because he needs to pay the bills. He's not a Brenda Starr fan, so he chastises her and insults her while he's drawing her. And she's fed up.
Is she going to come to life in this panel? No. In this panel?
Bingo. Here she goes, coming to life.
All right.
What Brenda should wear. Next to burgundy and gray tweed, peplum.
Look, it's the actual cartoonist.
Oh, it is?
I forget the name of the cartoonist, but that was his signature.
Little high heel.
Well,
they
the
couldn't get,
cartoonist you might
Art
know as
Spiegelman?
Dale, but it's Dahlia Messick. She
Oh.
was the artist and writer who created it. We're going back to the early 40s. Here she comes. Here she comes to life.
What?
Who the
This
heck
is like
do you
Cool
think
World.
you are? For 4
Right.
months, I've put up with your insults. Night after night.
God
Now
bless you,
I've had
Brooke.
it up to here. So bug off, Buster.
What?
That's it. She's out of here.
She went from cartoon to real life.
Bingo.
How is that possible? Ba.
Guess
That's
what?
me.
We will never have it explained.
It just starts like we got to make a movie based on a comic strip. Oh gosh, that's going to take a lot of setup. People are not ready for a comic book movie. We better have a preface where the cartoonist is drawing it during the opening credits.
I mean, honestly, don't you think this is a better opening than a guy drawing a picture?
Now here's
Like,
Green Acres, dude.
Uh,
He's the top cop, the Green Acres.
Eddie
Eddie Albert. Mike, what's the name of the pig from Green Acres?
Oh gosh, Marley. Wait, there was a fan club for that pig too.
Now this
Zsa
is
Zsa Gabor.
our
Anyway.
bad guy, who's a
Just
gal.
kidding.
Okay, she's the right. Okay, go ahead. What's the pig's name? Listen, I don't want you to blow this. This is the main and villain. Okay, she is a rival reporter and she hates Brenda
She
Starr.
looks like Brooke, like a blonde Brooke.
Okay, now I watched Green Acres on the reruns and everything, and I remember something about the pig was a big deal. What was its name?
That's the
Willie?
thing. Arnold? No.
Arnold.
Was
Arnold. Hang on. Siri, what's the name of the pig from Green Acres? Zsa Zsa Gabor.
it? The fuck was it? That's great.
That's Adam's joke. He said.
How did Carl? You gave Mike credit for that?
That's
Siri
great
told me.
joke, Mike. Well, he is a celebrity comedian.
Yeah, he is. Both.
3, 2, 1, go. Get it together. That's how you do it, kid.
Ooh.
Now,
Wow, these
Brenda
Tommy
has
guns.
used her street smarts and her gumption and determination and tenacity to worm her way into a hostage situation, although she's not a hostage yet, because she wants to get the story and she wants to scoop Lips. Lips
What is the
bad.
story?
There's a crime going on here, and it's going to be in all the papers, and Green Acres dude is the top cop.
I remember. So our father, Arthur Spiegelman, was a journalist, and he used to
That's
come
really
home
scary.
after work. I say, "How's work?" He'd go, "Great. I was covering a story of a gun shootout, and so I went into the room itself to cover it." And we go, "Thank God you're home alive." What journalist does that?
Brenda
Now,
Starr,
the artist is
motherfucker.
calling his boss and saying, I don't know what to do. She's gone. I don't know what to do. I need this job.
Yeah, we really don't need any of that.
So
Right.
he essentially says, if you want to keep your job, you'll get her back. And that's our setup for the leap that he's about to take.
So she's in cartoon world right now, and in real life, the story is the cartoonist's assistant has to find her.
Right.
In cartoon world.
In right.
World.
The real cartoonist will enter cartoon world to pursue Brenda and convince her to
Toontown.
come back.
Even though his brother was killed by a toon when they dropped the safe on his head. Wrong movie.
I will never order from Acme again. I don't care about 2-day shipping.
Do not order from Acme Shipping. If Wile E. Coyote taught me anything.
If you're an Acme Prime member, you can stream Roadrunner.
Oh, someone had a nickname, Pastor Bedtime, and I go, haha, that's funny, Pastor Bed.
Past your
And-
bedtime. Very
But
good.
there's Pastor Prime. I came up with my own Pastor Prime.
Okay, so now Eddie Albert is seeing that she is now a hostage. And she's like,
they
don't
know
worry
it's-
about me, just shoot.
Do they know it's Brenda Starr? I mean, do they have like a monogram piece of clothing that can kind of identify her?
No, her look, she was named after a debutante in the 30s who was hugely. So she had threw this big party. She was on the cover of Time magazine, and her look is Rita Hayworth.
I got you. So weird. So she's named after a real person. So that real
He's
person
named after
gets
Brenda Fraser. Brenda Fraser was the real
weird.
life person, a debutante in the 30s, very rich woman.
Brendan Fraser. Got it.
And so Brenda was the first name, and Rita Hayworth was the look. Now, if you look up Rita Hayworth and then go to images, you'll see. Now, watch this. Watch how Brenda saves her own life.
Oh my God, she's a genius.
Oh
Bam!
my god.
She
He
sucks.
wrote the
She's a
fall.
cold-blooded killer.
I know this is 10 minutes into the movie. I don't know if I could just watch her ethically.
She murdered her first victim.
All right, Death
He's
Kill One.
alive.
Oh, she's alive. Oh, and she's upset. These people are
Yeah, she
cold-blooded.
says, "Oh, perfect. Oh, great."
That's really good to know when you fall off a building. Those split seconds, move the body that you're holding to hit the ground.
It was a split second, Mike. Even though it was only 4 stories, it felt like 4 hours.
I felt like
She
4
didn't have
hours.
time
Yeah.
to check her hair, flip them over, look at her
The
phone.
credits of Iron Man 2 runs, finishes.
Now
Wow,
look,
it's a long movie.
who's this mysterious figure who was in the crowd?
I don't know.
Wow, he had
Wow.
a view to a kill when
Dun,
she
dun.
killed that dude.
Dun, dun. He was
Hey,
a
that was
surly Bond. He was surlier than Daniel Craig, right? He was like, my wife is dead. I must seek revenge.
Okay,
I don't
now
know,
we have like, oh, Brenda's so popular, everybody knows her.
We're doing the Brenda Starr rag. She's so popular, we wrote this song. I'm doing the Brenda Starr rag.
Right.
Right.
Nowadays
That
it'd be a rap song.
It would be featuring Brenda Starr.
WAP
Now,
featuring
we
Brenda
keep
Starr.
seeing this black orchid. Did you see it?
Yeah. What does that
There
mean,
was-
Carl?
Well, this Basil St. John must eat a diet of black orchids. Everyone in his family must, or they go insane. And that's from the cartoon comic strip.
Yo, no, I'm
Was that
sure
real? You didn't make that up?
Yeah, the movie producers didn't make that up.
That's right.
No, I thought Carl made that up.
Now look who he's drawing. Look who he's drawing.
Himself.
He's drawing himself into the comic, and he's doing it right where she left off so that he can be hot on her trail.
Why didn't he
I
draw
can tell
what
it's
she is
him
now?
because of the suspenders.
Right.
And this guy
He's
is
not a
never
bad
worked
cartoonist.
again,
Here we
right?
go. Will myself into my work.
What? Yeah, he should have drawn himself on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, big lug. What do you think?
Yeah, wherever I can draw myself wherever I want. Inside this lion's mouth.
Now look at his 80s pants, his like Miami Vice influenced light clothing.
Is she wearing a mask?
Yeah.
This
Well,
was
it's just this
actually-
version.
Okay, this is like our Jimmy Olsen kind of guy and our, manly woman stereotype.
Oh, I know her. She's a friend of mine.
Really?
Kathleen.
Oh, you didn't know
Is that
she was in
Kathleen
this movie?
Wilhoit?
I didn't. Yes, it is.
Tell me more.
Oh, yeah, she's a friend of mine. She's actually on Proudly Resents a few times.
Okay,
it's a
then
great
let's
interview
get her
with.
to do the celebrity comedian countdown.
Oh, she'll do it in a second. She's so fun.
That's so great. Do you
Yeah.
want to do it? Do you know
Can you
how
pull
to?
some strings?
We should be talking
I'll
about this
I'll
off
just
air.
send her email and ask her, or you can send
Okay.
her an email.
Okay.
Super nice
Sounds good.
and super open about everything.
Now
Oh,
here
good.
is rival. Here's rival reporter, and she's like screwed her over in the newspaper, claiming that I forget exactly what the story was. I've seen this 3 times. This is my 4th, but
Wow. Do we have closed captioning on this movie?
yes,
I always-
it is available. You might have to stop the.
No.
but
I think I got it.
Good. So
That-
she's saying that she's working on a huge story that Brenda will never be a part of. Look at her, feisty Brenda, feisty.
Brooke Shields is like perfect for this part, right? Like she looks
Yeah.
perfect.
Now this is 1986. She was at Princeton, and this is the summer break. She is
Are
in.
you serious?
Yes, she is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, filming this, and she'll also go to Puerto Rico to film this.
It's not bad. Yeah, that was a famous celebrity college run. she stopped. Like there's some people that are like white hot, and they're like, I gotta get a life. I'm a young guy,
Yeah, right.
kids. So she
Elvis has
was,
got to go into the military.
yeah. So when she went to Princeton, it was a big deal. Like
oh my
how
god, it was
can
the biggest deal when she was
It
there.
wa-
Yeah. I remember this open mic comedian came on and he said that he got a ton of attention because he went to Princeton and wrote an article, How to Sleep with Brooke Shields. He got like a ton
Whoa!
of pickup. I know, it was a dick move.
No,
If you
it's
think
a
about it.
great move. I'm behind this guy.
they published it?
I would brush up.
Yeah,
on
and I think
his
National Lampoon picked it up,
skills.
or he got a lot of attention.
Okay, so the artist has gone to the Flash. That's the name of the paper, looking
Where is
for
he?
Brenda, and he just missed her. Now she is off of a big scoop, right? She was a part of the story as a hostage, so everyone's applauding her. And it seems like every time she enters the newsroom, it's always after a big story, and everyone applauds her.
You know who's bitter is Clark Kent sitting behind him.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know, Clark, you're never around when Brenda Starr's around. Shut up.
I'm here now, ain't I? Hey Clark, how come you're not here when Superman's here? I'm here now, right? Ah!
Okay,
Skunk
here
Jonah
is
Jameson.
Charles. This is another big friend of our podcast, Charles Durning.
Charles Dern's the greatest.
Now, he
Charles Durning.
storms in. You're cutting the pay of our staff because of depression. I quit. And he's like, Brenda, check out this pretend Einstein guy. You're not listening to me. I quit. Brenda, please, after the film.
Wait, what
Brenda,
was it?
you're a woman. I'm not listening. Yes. Goes with the territory.
Now, we saw him in Tilt. Am I wrong?
We saw him in that Burt Reynolds movie directed by Hal Needham, right?
Yeah, he was so old he could hardly move.
Oh, was
It
that
was
like a
scary.
recent thing? What was that? What movie was
It
that?
was a TV movie.
It was for TBS.
It was the hostage one.
Yeah. It was like Hostage 3, Hostage. And it was Hal Needham used Alan Smithy credit, but he directed his friend in this TBS murder series movie, and Charles Dunning is his buddy. At that time, he was in very poor health.
Oh, yes. He was as
like,
big as a house. He could hardly move, and they shot around it. They filmed
yeah, they shot around him.
Yeah, he was one of Burt Reynolds' guys. Like, he was in all the Burt Reynolds movies. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is showing that this guy is made of fuel that
Works up in
it
the
isn't a fuel, it's an engine that runs on water.
What?
We got to kill. Yeah, now the
Yeah, we
government's
gotta
going to
kill
kill him.
Who killed the water car?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was just showing that the gas tank is empty. He poured in water, and now the plane is flying. It's unbelievable.
Why does he have to be there?
So we
Oh, yeah, you mean
solved
with all the-
our energy
the racist
crisis.
natives?
Yeah,
How many white
they
guys
could-
are there playing natives?
They
There's one.
could've been
Everyone,
someone else.
right?
He could have been discovered this elsewhere. Oh,
I
well.
might have shot that at Princeton.
Now, wasn't he in Tilt? Am I wrong, Mike? He had the
He was in-
biggest belly in the world.
Who? Oh, wait, who?
Charles Durning.
Wasn't he in Tilt?
Kilt?
Tilt.
The
Oh
Brent,
my gosh.
the Brooke
you
Shields
kidding,
film we
Carl?
watched, the
Oh,
pinball,
Tilt. Yeah, wasn't he the pinball? He was the pinball master.
right, with the big belly. And then we saw him in another film, like right after it, and he wasn't as
Hello.
fat.
Yeah, you're right. He Tilt is a really good movie. He's a teenage pinball
Yeah.
prodigy who runs away from home and tries to beat the pinball wizard himself, Charles Dunning, who kind of, becomes a mentor or adversary. Oh, look at this. You know, a movie has big gaping holes when you have to throw in animated sequences like this, right? Like
No,
Tank
you
Girl.
don't. It's a movie about a comic strip. Now look at
You
this
saw-
funny thing. He's starting to. What the hell is this? I'm in the funnies.
Uh-huh.
He's
gonna look at
I'm
the
in
newspaper
coffee
section.
shop.
Let me check the funnies in the funnies. What?
Now look, a mystery woman appears across from him, and then poof.
This is a very weird movie. I never realized this.
Yeah, they didn't trust just to do a straight Brenda Starr movie.
It had like a Twilight Zone episode in the movie.
I
He's
mean, if
like
this
reading
is a
it.
better movie, we'd be praising these choices, but we're not, right? I mean, to be honest.
Well, this movie has a bad, it's an infamous rep because it never got released properly,
It
and
didn't.
it did get released in video staple, but it always had this onus of the big film that never got theatrically released.
Yes, and the
Why is
thing is,
that?
it's a really missed opportunity. You see, this was filmed in '86. It was supposed to come out in '87, and that is when like a lot was going on. Like she was a huge star. Timothy Dalton had just gotten the James Bond stuff. There were
Right.
movies out like Dick Tracy, and there was there were movies like
Batman. I mean, Batman, right? Oh, no, not yet, but Dick Tracy.
Batman was '89.
Yeah, yeah. And Dick Tracy was after, wasn't it?
So
Yeah,
it
it
would
was. It
have
was in
been
the
a
90s.
great release. Um,
They played rock music at the White House.
Dick Tracy and Batman. You're right, Adam. It was Batman. This is Harry S. Truman. Now, do you remember Peyton Place, but not the one from our era, the one from the '60s?
The
This
TV
guy
show
was
or the movie?
huge from it.
Nice. There was a Red Fox joke saying that they named the foxhole after him, and they actually named a hole after the president, Harry Truman, the Harry S. hole.
Was that in Okinawa? Was that in Japan?
It was one of the many Red Fox party albums on Laugh Records I used to listen to. The only joke I remember.
I still have your vinyl and all your comedy records if you ever want them back. And I was just listening to Richard Pryor, your Richard Pryor record.
I think it wasn't even like a famous Richard Pryor record. It was
No,
one on Laugh.
it was not. It's obscure. And I have never heard those routines before. Talking about 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I'm glad you have my record collection. That's a
Yep.
big influence on me.
I've got Meat Beat Manifesto. I've got,
Oh,
if you
you
ever
do?
want it back, I've got it for you.
Nice to hear.
Oh, I love Meat Beat Manifesto.
You know what's funny, Adam? Your friend FM is going to be watching a movie we did on this show the first year before Carl. It came from Hollywood, the 1982 bad movie retrospective film with Dan Aykroyd. Meat Beat sampled that movie, so it has like a lot of like shitty sci-fi movies. He just took it from that compilation movie. The less you know.
The less
That's-
you know, the more you know. Not know. Now, this guy, that guy we just saw as Ed Nelson, he was from Peyton Place. He'll never come back
Yeah.
again. But I want you to know that he was in every television show. I'm going to start reading them. You know them
Okay.
all. He was in Marcus Welby, Mod Squad, Mission Impossible, Kung Fu, Adam 12, Ironside. Should I go on? The Bionic Woman, Police. He was all over TV. Quincy, Chips, Trapper John MD, Lou Grant, Charlie's Angels, blah, blah, blah. Murder, She Wrote. He was in everything, this guy.
He's like, I'm on it, Lou Grant. I'll go get it. I'm Trapper John, the wrong show. Get your shit together.
He was in Barnaby Jones. He was in the Fall Guy Dynasty, Cagney and Lacey, MacGyver, Jake and the Fat Man. He did the circuit.
I like it.
Okay,
And the-
now
Here's an impression of his agent. Yes.
she know. Yeah, here's an impression of his agent. Bring, bring. Hello, he'll take the part. So Basil has shown up mysteriously, and he knows where the professor is
Okay.
in Brazil, where he's from.
But what's up there? Giant
A
microphone.
bug. It's a bug. The Russians
like a
are
bear.
spying. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. The rival newspaper is spying. And there's your, let's see here. Libby Lipscomb is her name. Go ahead, turn it on for a second. And turn it up loud, would you? Oh, Mike's gone? Why?
Does this happen often? Mike just gets up and leaves in the middle of it?
I wouldn't say often, but yes, it happens. It doesn't happen every show, but sometimes nature calls. Okay, now, The rival newspaper was spying on the Star, and who's spying on the rival newspaper but the Russians? Because they want this unlimited energy power too. Do you see Jeffrey Tambor there at the head of the
Yeah, as
table?
the head Russian.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not the head Russian. You see the cigar smoking lady? She's large and in charge. Tambor,
Sorry to being sexist.
Tambor will do a job of pretending to be an idiot in this film, and it's pretty good.
Oh, Tambor.
Look how pretty she is, man.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I just interviewed her recently for work.
Turn it up. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I might be out of cue, out of sync.
On the other hand, you never know when I'll turn up.
How did you get? Okay, don't do it, Mike. How did
No,
you
I'm sorry. I'm a
Oh,
second
Adam.
off. When I did the closed captioning, I got out of sync.
I knew it.
So, Adam, tell me about Brooke Shields. No?
She was the coolest. She was very, very nice.
Wait, you
Beautiful.
interviewed her?
Yeah.
Well, then let's get her to do the celebrity comedian.
No, I
yeah,
can't get
sure,
her.
let's
I
call
did
her.
it
I
for
can
work.
ask her a million questions about this film.
Yeah,
You
what
could probably
question?
reach out to her. I don't think it'd be impossible.
No, you know her, not me.
Oh, I don't know her. This is through my job.
Carl, what's up with you?
Oh, you did it at your job, not on
Yeah,
television.
yeah, it wasn't
Instead.
Yeah, they're not friends.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not friends.
So Brooke Shields talks
She
about
left. It
making
was like
this movie.
forgot who I was immediately.
I thrilled it was happening. I think in hindsight, the problem was it was never backed by a studio. We were the first of that kind of comic book movie. Unfortunately, it took 7 years to get released, by which point Batman and Dick Tracy and every other superhero cartoon-inspired movie had already come. We were originally going to be part of that first batch. I always thought it was unfortunate because the idea and the cast were so good. I mean, Timothy Dalton, but the direction fell short. It got legally tied up. It was such a shame. I think that movie could have been the best. It was really fun and unique. I love playing the character. She's one of my favorites. Now, the reason she's the star in this is her mom, of course, Terry. Terry called up the people who bought the rights to this, and they said, Brooke Shields loves Brenda Starr, and I've got financing. It was a relative of King Fahd of Saudi Arabia put up the money for this.
Why is she
Did
tied
you
up?
think they were never going to release it then? Like it was just like a money thing?
Well,
like
this guy, they weren't movie people, and they didn't understand how it works, and they sank their own ship. They were holding out for their perfect distribution deal, which never came. And they're the reason this film did not release in time and, released internationally first. Okay, now they want to know where the energy source is. So they have tied her up, okay? But she's too smart for them.
because they let her do her makeup, and it has a ton of foundation. There's like 3 pounds of powder in that little thing.
Now watch how she almost gets out, but
Take your time.
squirt!
Hilarious.
Good for her. Every reporter needs some powder in case this happens.
Wait, why aren't they
Listen,
in Russia?
You reach out to Brooke Shields, you tell her that I got into Princeton. Because you just walk, there's no gate. You just walk right
No,
in.
you just walked right in. Yeah, yeah.
Anybody
They
can
haven't
get in.
changed that. That was pre 9/11.
Oh yeah, after post 9/11, Princeton University clamped out.
Now,
We watched. My wife and I watched Sleepless in Seattle last night, and it was like very pre 9/11. I'm up on the top of the Empire State Building.
yes.
After hours.
Now,
Oh.
we kind of missed a gag. You thought she was hanging out way high up in a tall building, and she was really
Yeah.
right by the ground. It's not the best, the Russian antics, but they try really hard. The movie really tries to make them funny, and it didn't
the
play
sound
out.
effects.
Good effort.
When
Hey,
you got to
can you
bring the
tell me-
slide whistle in, you're really in trouble.
Can you guys tell me what number you're on, please?
No, Michael.
Please.
No.
Okay.
Turn your prayer books to
28 and
28, 19.
28 in 10 seconds.
28 and 22, 23,
Okay.
24, 25, 28 and 26.
Got it. I'm there with you.
Oh, for some reason I'm 2 seconds ahead. So I'll tell you what
Look,
happens.
Wonder
No
Woman.
spoilers.
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Look
she's
at
only
this,
going 4
man,
feet,
with their
too.
high heels.
Man, there's a lot of wall climbing in this movie.
Whoop.
She was on.
Okay, now we're gonna get a funny. I'm not sure if it happens now. At one point, I'm going to ask. Okay, are you really synced up with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I am right now.
What's your
Are
time?
you watching Brenda Starr?
No, I'm watching People Can Talk with Cary Grant. 29 and 6 I have.
Okay. Now look, they're gonna take Jeffrey Tambor.
That is funny.
He's so fucking
great.
funny.
He's so funny.
Now he plays deadpan throughout the whole film. He's stupid and doesn't talk a lot.
But that
Now,
was like
man, look at her
perfect. How
go.
funny
Yeah.
was that?
In her
Did you-
heels.
Well, watch the
There we go.
camera.
This is what I came to the movie to see.
Her badunkadunk.
Yeah, in yellow. Thank you, Dick Tracy.
Oh,
Oh darn! My favorite blouse. My
you have to
favorite
cut it up.
Dick Tracy's favorite blouse.
blast. My favorite skirt. Huh.
Well,
Now this is all a movie lot, right? I mean, buildings like this don't exist.
No, this is Puerto Rico. This
Oh, okay.
is not. This is on location.
Okay, my bad.
Now her skirt got ripped, so of course she's got to get a new outfit.
Can you monogram a B on it, please?
A bee on my
Oh,
bonnet.
that's brilliant. Look at that. She just covered
Look,
it.
yeah. See, she's hiding from as
Yeah.
if they can't see. Look, if she can't see them, then they can't see her.
It's the peekaboo.
All right, turn up the sound. This is a little funny.
Hello.
That's funny.
Now later they will cut back to the birds and they'll actually say hello. This movie tries hard. This movie really
Yeah.
does try hard.
It's not a bad film. You know, it's not awful. It's just something missing, you know? I also think there's a lot of misogyny involved. I think that if this was like Dick Smasher, it would be released, right? But no one really gives a shit about Brenda Starr.
Well, that
I
was
guess
the
no one
point
gives
in
a
the
shit
beginning.
about early comics. How about that?
No, incorrect. This movie was set to go. It was a Hollywood production. Everybody cared about this. It was the foreign investors who fucked everything up. King Fassad's relative. Why don't I pull up what that is so I can
Sure.
talk about it?
It's all relative.
Come on.
Yeah, it's King King Fahd of Saudi Arabia. His brother-in-law, Sheikh Abdul Aziz Al Ibrahim. Somehow Terry Shields knew him and he wanted to back a film that Brooke was in. So they picked this one. Oh, it's Basil.
You know, she's the best. I don't know if you're a fan of Larry
Zorro went on.
Sanders.
Looking like
It's Zorro with only one hole in your.
I couldn't tell who he was. He was wearing a mask and an eye patch.
I've never seen
and
a
an
domino
earpiece.
mask with one hole. Movie has a lot. Whoa! What just happened?
They didn't know how to cut.
It was like some kind of weird cartoon explosion. Now, the only speaking roles in this movie, in this scene, are from Brooke and Timothy.
Mhm.
they're
No, wait.
ri-
This is funny. Turn it up. This is
Okay.
funny.
Take us to the Amazon.
The horses cost extra.
That's the big joke.
The horses cost extra.
Yeah. So now they're going to the Amazon, which is a long ass river. How do you know which part? Where the professor is hiding out with his formula.
Great. And this is Puerto Rico as the Amazon.
This is Puerto Rico as Brazil. That's right. And now we're gonna learn about the orchids.
What about the horses? They didn't have any speaking roles. Did you notice?
Well, they did intend for the horses to talk, but there was a flu going around, and they were a little hoarse.
Come on.
All right, we're done.
He's saying, we cultivate orchids. And she's like, it's a lovely hobby. And he goes, it's not a hobby, it's a necessity.
I need
What a
to eat a
weird thing
black
to write.
orchid every
God.
day or I go mad.
Right. Or I go mad. And we
Go
don't
mad.
see
Hold
that
on.
payoff.
We're gonna. He's so evil. He has to eat orchids.
He's not
Fine.
evil. He's a
Just
good
write
guy.
it. We have to go home. Fine. Put it in.
How much are black orchids anyway? Like, that's a habit.
Now, the street value is, I mean, there are dispensaries. Now,
Oh, look at that. They're so
he
sexy,
got
black ones.
Bond during the filming of this. And King Fahad's brother-in-law was like, he's Bond. We want a new distribution deal. We want more money.
Interesting.
There's all sorts of uninteresting history here that they created a company called Mystery Man Productions and they obtained the right in 86. And I don't know. It's a whole thing about how this one went bankrupt and that one bought the distribution. I could go into it, but look, Mike.
Here we are.
Now, here's RuPaul. RuPaul makes a little cameo.
Wow, that's early.
Ooh. You are my.
That's not RuPaul.
That was
Singing.
RuPaul.
Is it really Why did they pick RuPaul out of all people?
Well, I mean, she was available.
Yeah.
Okay, now, everybody knows that Brenda has a lead on where the professor is and this mystery engine.
So
we know the Russians are after him, but it's going to turn out that this entire restaurant. So Brenda's like, he goes, what do these people want? And Basil's like, they want you. And he goes, how would they know that I was here? And then evil bad one reporter will show up. She published a story. Starr goes to Brazil.
That's
Eats
news.
at restaurant.
Yeah.
Breaking. Brenda Starr leaves country.
But now the artist will finally catch up with her.
What is the artist going to say to her? Hey,
Come
funny
back
story.
to the comic or I'll lose my job.
That's
He
it.
wrote himself into a pile of alligators.
Here he comes. Here he comes. I'm
Does he-
sorry, sir,
Hold
but
on.
we are full.
How did they all know I'd be here?
How did they all know I'd be here?
Oh, there's the newspaper.
Endangers national security. Oh,
Damn it! And you know that's an
Oh,
international. It's an international newspaper. It's the Globe. Like, who gives a shit? Other than spies. Your daily
I heard my
newspaper.
kids screaming. Sorry.
No problem. That sign didn't work.
Now, Basil thinks this is a rival love interest, and he's so confident that he doesn't even. He has no nervousness about this at all.
Oh yeah, just takes her dancing.
Yeah. Well, Brooke Shields is like, you again. I told you I want nothing to do with you. Out, out. And that's what will be the whole like premise of their relationship in the beginning. Get lost, punk.
One thing I have to say, Brenda Starr never went postmodern in the comic strip. She never, this never happened. And there's plenty of comic strips where this would happen, but it just
Well, she
seems
didn't
like
go
a
with
weird...
the times, right? She didn't come a little 70s or come a little 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He's contemporary.
Look, she goes.
What? All my iced tea.
Basil's like, you have to leave. And Brooke Shields goes, Basil, don't make a scene. So he's like, okay. And then she pours the thing. And he's like, don't make a scene, eh?
He's been sangria'd.
Oh,
There's Tambor. How
I
embarrassing.
love how she has the cigar all the time.
You know, Jeffrey Tambor was on Gilbert Gottfried's show, and great reminiscing. And then at one point, like maybe 90 minutes into the interview, he goes, I have to apologize. And he starts talking, kind of talks about his experience with Transparent, where
Uh-huh.
he
What?
got Jeffrey
Oh.
Tambor got accused for just being sexually harassing and just being unpleasant on the set of Transparent. It was one of the reasons why the show wrapped up.
That was one of
And-
the reasons why the show wrapped up.
Well, they wrote him out, and then a show about him, they wrote him out of the series.
Well, that's too bad to hear because I would like to think only good things of this guy. He's made me laugh so many times. There is a reality to things. He was in Justice for All, Mr. Mom. There's something about Mary. You know, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. He was the
The
mayor.
Ropers.
You know, him
Right.
him and Brooke Shields were in the best Larry Sanders episode. She
He
was a
was
guest on
Larry
Larry Sanders.
He was
Marlene
in everyone.
Matlin was also on the show. And Brooke Shields has a little anecdote, and Marlene Matlin tells the story before she does.
Uh-huh. He was, of course, George Bluth in Arrested Development. He was great in that. And the twin brother.
I watched him in Max Headroom just the other day.
Ah.
Yeah, he was a good sleazeball, right? He
Yeah,
played
he-
that character.
He was the reporter, and you know, with his sleeves rolled up and a tie.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hold on, Mike. Put your hand over your eyes.
Tell me when the scene is over.
There's
I'm gonna hold my
full-back
breath.
Nudity coming up.
Ooh, Starr.
He was also the voice in SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and I guess I said enough about him. He's
Well, can I just tell, like,
he's an
in the
announcer for Hollywood Squares. That's interesting.
he was the announcer, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
Oh, he came out of the closet
A little too late.
a little too late. It literally killed him.
What was
now
your
we're
Jeffrey
gonna
Tambor
find
story?
out that our artist killed them to help Brenda.
Is
And
that
she
true?
will, like, get out.
Man, she looks fantastic.
So let's see. If she was in Princeton, she's got to be between. You graduate college at 22, is it? So she's younger than 22.
Yeah.
He's all nervous because he has never attacked people, and so he's. So now she is allowing him to take a hot bath and then get out, and she'll keep up that whole. She'll now call down to the front desk and say, "Would you please remove 2 bodies from the hallway?" Yes, ma'am.
They're not dead. They're just conveniently passed out, right?
Well, you hear a
Long gone.
snoring from the one of them.
Good job. Clap your hands like it's over with. Well, I knocked those 2 guys unconscious until they were sleeping and put them out on the balcony.
I
Clap
wonder
my
why
hand.
go to Puerto Rico instead of Brazil. Maybe because it's United States and it was easier money. I don't know.
It's just probably cheaper to shoot there.
Yeah.
This is so
No.
strange. This reminds me of Cool World.
Tell her I don't mind the wardrobe. Of course, logically, I couldn't afford it on what I earn. But I understand.
What's your Tambor story?
So, you have a Tambor, sir?
Well, they were doing press for Arrested Development the last season, and it was Tambor, the woman who played his wife,
Jessica Walters.
Jessica Walters, and the 2 sons, the older
Jason Bateman,
and the other guy. And she just starts crying and talking about what a jerk he was to her during the original series. And she just couldn't stop crying, and the other 2 guys didn't know what to do. And then he kept apologizing for being so awful to her.
Wow. I really want to like this guy, and it's getting tougher.
Yeah, I know. It was like, oh, he is a jerk.
You know, one thing I would recommend for Tambor heads is if you get the DVD copy of Miss Congeniality 2,
Yes.
he was in a scene they completely cut out and put in a different actor.
Uh-huh.
So in the movie, like she meets somebody in, I think in Atlantic City and or whatever in Texas, and who's kind of like hitting on her. And Tambor played the role, and in the deleted scene, he plays it like really kind of straight, serious, scummy. Like he's just like nasty little guy. Like it was no humor in the role. It was really interesting. And then to hear the accusations and then see that scene, it's a little iffy.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to go through your DVD collection, did I leave my DVD collection with you as well?
Sorry, did I
No.
leave you my collection of miscongeniality?
Yeah,
Sure.
you have this
Trilogy.
Somewhere I
congeniality
have
through there.
your old comics that you wrote, a lot of them. Maybe I used to photocopy them and send them to you.
You did send them to me.
Maybe I sent you the whole thing because I'm not sure where it is anymore.
I have a collection of those. So I believe you sent it to me.
Oh my god, I'd love to show
Okay.
those to Rose.
Oh yeah, okay.
She would love
Okay,
them.
now they are getting on a ship where this captain. Okay, turn on the sound because this is pretty good. He goes,
This is
"You're
pretty
killing
crazy.
me." He goes, "You're killing me."
Valters is fighting me.
Music's great.
This is why it's hard to work with. Yeah, it seems like this.
You had this record, right?
Yeah. Carl has it now.
Well, this was my high school prom song.
Really, the theme for Brenda Starr
So I got
episode?
the record. Yeah.
It was a Brenda Starr theme.
Brenda Superstar. That is what you are. A journalist. Uh-huh.
Take us to the docks, please. But this guy really wants to keep his cartoonist job, so he's not giving up so easy.
It's such a strange premise.
I agree.
Like, he's the star, if you ask me. He's a cartoonist assistant who gets stuck in a cartoon.
He's not a good choice as a star and leading man. He just doesn't have that much charisma. And they will become romantically interested in each other, although it doesn't really go there.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think it was a good choice. I think, Basil St. John was perfectly cast. I think the Russians are good. I don't know.
Tambor.
He
And
was
the
just
cab
a
driver
good
was
choice.
perfect, I think. But this guy obviously hasn't worked since, I guess. You got to feel bad for this guy because he's like a lead in a Brooke Shields movie with James Bond.
Yeah.
And then they never release it, right? And he's just telling everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I worked with Brooke Shields. Sure you did.
Sure you did.
And it was pre-internet, so he couldn't show a clip or share a link.
Oh, he had that third generation dub VCR VHS.
Right. See?
Hang on.
he's like
That's my
Comic-Con
name. Let
with
me
no
track
one
it.
online.
Hang on. Let me get the tracking. There's my name.
Okay, so there is some anti-woman stuff, and you'll just eat it up and say, see, the world is my worldview. So here we go, Mike.
Okay.
This was... Where is it? Because a woman saved her. Here it is. Although set in Chicago, Brenda Starr reporter was initially the only Chicago Tribune syndicate strip not to appear in the Chicago Tribune newspaper. She submitted the news strip to the Chicago Tribune New York News Syndicate, but the syndicate chief, Joseph Patterson, had tried a woman cartoonist once before and wanted no more of them.
Fucking Kathy. ruining it.
Wily female cartoonist.
Patterson's assistant, Molly Slott, later who would become the vice president of the syndicate, saw the discarded samples and encouraged Messick to make Brenda a reporter. So she went and said, make her a reporter. She really kind of mentored her. It had then, because of Patterson's effort, appeared in the Sunday comic book supplement rather than the daily paper. The strip was an immediate success, mix of adventure, romance. It was popular with both men and women. By 45, 5 years later, it was syndicated and published daily. By 48, the Chicago Tribune finally carried it because Patterson had died. In 1950, it was in 250 papers.
Wow.
Okay, now,
Ernest.
bad guy reporter knows that Brenda's off to find the engine and the fuel. So he's like, I want you to follow that boat. And he won't do it until she does something sexual. It was like offer her garter or something. Why don't we listen for a second?
He looks like Ernest.
How much? $20?
Wouldn't have got that.
He goes, okay, 150 and
All right. 150. And my garter belt.
Oh, that's not her
garter
daughter.
belt. Now she lifts up her dress. So I think the implication is she's going to sleep with him.
No, she's giving him his underwear.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
A garter belt is not underwear. You think she would got more
Garter
information?
belt is the thing that keeps your pantyhose connected to. What is a garter belt?
It is, according to Urban Dictionary, a garter belt is. Oh God, geez, never mind.
Can't go for that.
That's not
No
true.
can do.
Nothing I read in Urban Dictionary is true.
Yeah, that's all cap.
Yeah.
Okay, so this captain is not the real captain. Once again, it's just another person trying to get taken to the mystery energy source. Now, look, she'll see her notice her nails.
Yeah, and she
She'll
files
file
again.
them,
That's cute. I like this movie.
and then she'll use it again. Here's the real captain. Holy mackerel!
Oh, he's been handcuffed.
They tortured him, but he wouldn't tell her, well, you are going.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Hey, buddy, you got a little blood on your face
Yeah,
right
you
there.
got a little ketchup.
Oh no, she's been shanghaied on a
Yeah.
shitty boat.
Ow!
A lot of people in there.
Tighter than a submarine.
This is me taking the ferry to from Staten Island every day.
It almost looks like the
Holy
lagoon
Mike and
of
Working Girl.
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. I was king of Staten Island back then. It was my idea to host the purge at the first purge on Staten Island. I said,
Oh, was that true? The first purge was that Staten Island?
if you watch the movie King of Staten Island, there's a really funny scene of them watching the Purge movie. And they're like, yeah, because they're all from Staten Island. They're watching it.
You know, I started watching that movie like, I'm not going to like this. And then I ended up really liking it. And I thought that Bill Burr was a good actor.
He was very good in that movie.
Yeah, they did a good job. The reason
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of film, because it's like, it's a personal journey. So it's like almost a little conceited, like it's all about me. It's my
Right.
life and what happened. But I don't know. They played it well, and he wasn't.
I like films where they do that, but the guy kind of is a scum. Like he's kind of a scum, and he kind of owns up to it.
In the end, he certainly does, right?
Yeah.
You see the piranha. That's our big threat.
I was wondering why they were throwing out that perfectly good Costco meat. Hey, I'd like to get 100 pounds of meat from Costco, please. You're not going to throw it into the Amazon for the piranhas to eat it. Yeah? Ed?
So she is refusing to say where the energy source is because the freedom of the free world. Like if the bad guys get it, they'll charge for it or some crap.
Yikes. Does she actually know where the location is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about that. She's getting taken there. Basil
He's not
told
even
her
joking
where
him.
it
He
was.
just got his arms around him.
Oh,
Oh, well, they're both gone. No, there's no real captain or fake captain.
There's not been a single dad joke on this Disney cruise, Jungle Cruise. I'm out of here. Did you ever watch the movie Jungle Cruise?
no.
The Rock tells like bad jokes like they do in Disneyland, and the people of the time go, "Oh, really? Ugh."
That's interesting.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I saw when it was called. God, what was that movie? I can't think of the name. Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, the
Right,
African Queen.
Right.
Yeah, I saw when it's called African Queen. Thank you.
Oh, The Rock would be great, the African Queen.
He was in it. Where are they going to go?
Now
They're on
look,
the boat.
look. This
Wait,
doesn't
what
make
about the
sense in
piranhas?
film. Do you remember? Right? What did you just say?
Where
What
the
about the
piranhas? Are they in the
piranhas?
other side of the boat?
Right. It doesn't make
Right?
sense.
It's
Yeah.
in the no piranha zone. Would you like
Why
piranha?
are you
or no
shooting it?
piranha?
The piranhas will eat them.
They're shooting the piranhas for her.
They're
But
shooting the
why
piranhas.
kill the person you need the info from? That also doesn't make sense.
Oh, I know. I hate that.
Those are
You want her
obviously cap
alive?
guns. You see the smoke?
Whoa.
I see the smoke.
Whoa.
There's fire.
White dress.
Oh, white
Please
pants.
edge.
Oh, cheap. Like, you guys seen Tank Girl with Lori Perry? Ice-T?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if I saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's not a good movie, unfortunately, and it's based on a really popular comic book, which is still raging hard. But to fill up space, they had animated sequences, and it just seemed like they didn't have much of a movie, and they just filled it in. So I'm not a fan when they do that. It's Swamp Thing. They did that. Ang Lee's Incredible Hulk. They
Mhm.
show like a comic book flipping, like
Yeah.
the pages.
Yeah.
It was awkward back then.
Now, a boa constrictor like doesn't do anything but choke you to death, right? It doesn't bite you, but we always see it in movies because it's looks like it'll bite you.
He won't choke you because you're too big. I worked at Turtleback Zoo, so I know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They won't choke humans because we're too big for them to eat.
Don't they usually have like vitamins they want to sell to you to sell to your friends, and they have like a big pitch? Like that's the worst part, getting captured. They're like, "Hang on, you get a free lunch, but I do."
Well, they
have a
wrap
PowerPoint
around you,
presentation."
and then they're like, "Have you thought about our Lord and Savior?" Like, oh my god!
Just kill me.
Have you heard about QAnon?
Just before this released, and well, you know, it didn't in the end, but around in 87, late 87, because it was going to release then or early 89, Terry Shields was up in an uproar because she's like, we need another 60 grand to edit this thing properly. And Brooke, her name is not, what? Let me see what it was. Here it is. Brooke's name is not on the top, and it's supposed to be according to her contract. Well, I tell you, there would be no Brooke Shields if it wasn't for Terry Shields, man. She was determined that her daughter was going to be a star, and she achieved that goal.
Right, but her daughter was how young when she first came into public?
Well, when we saw her in Tilt, she must have been a preteen,
Yeah.
or maybe like 14, I forget. And she was in commercials, and she was a model before that. She was one of the top models in the country.
She's probably one of the biggest models in the world, right? I mean, when you think of models, like Brooke
Mhm.
Shields is up there.
She's up there, yeah.
You know, one beef I have with Brooke Shields is her sitcom,
Yeah.
Suddenly Susan.
Uh-huh.
Now, Caroline in the City, like Kathy Griffin, right? Was she on Caroline in the City as a zany person, and then in Suddenly Susan they had a red hair character who's zany named
She
Kathy?
was on Suddenly Susan. I don't know about the history before that.
Okay, so I think it might have been Caroline in the City. They had a red haired character named Kathy, and it was an obvious rip of Kathy Griffin's character on the other
Uh-huh.
sitcom. So I always get them mixed up.
I think Kathy Griffin was she on that talk radio show?
No,
She
there was
might have
another
been.
crazy redhead on that.
Okay.
Different crazy
Yeah, yeah,
redhead.
yeah.
Joe Rogan was on that?
Yeah, he was actor Joe Rogan.
What future sitcom star was fired from that show and replaced by Joe Rogan?
Andy Dick?
No, fired like before the show even started. At the first table read.
Oh, I don't know.
Ray Romano.
Oh, interesting.
Nah, we're gonna go with Rogan. Sorry, Ray.
He'll never hold a sitcom.
Okay, now they had to escape the boat. They were in the middle of nowhere, so they basically hitched a ride with a Brazilian circus troupe thing.
Finally.
And that's what's
Amazing.
going on right now. This was panned by critics. They scathing reviews. They hated it. I don't know whether I agree with them. I think it was supposed to be a goofy film.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like The Rocketeer.
Which James Bond was in The Rocketeer.
He was the
Dalton.
villain, wasn't he?
Dalton was in Flash Gordon, the Rocketeer, Looney Tunes Back in Action. Oh, he's so proud. He was in Hot Fuzz.
He
Yeah, that
was.
was
Oh
great.
yeah.
That was a really good movie.
He played
Yeah, I
Brett
gotta see that again.
Butler on a CBS miniseries in '94.
It was the sequel to Gone with the Wind.
He did Doctor Who for a year.
But not as Doctor Who.
No, he was Rassilon.
He was
Rassilon.
a registered nurse. What?
Now
Registered nurse
today,
What?
Doctor Who and registered nurse. What?
that's funny.
Stop.
Today he's still around. Now it ended in 21, and it's here we are in 23. But it was the chief of the DC Universe HBO Max superhero comedy drama Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
So
Can I say? As someone who tortures himself and watches every episode of that show. That show is really hard to watch, and he's good in it. He plays Niles Cauldron, who's actually from the comic strip. You know, he's like an X-Men. He's Professor X. He's in a wheelchair, but basically he steals these people's lives, experiments with them, and creates a failed superhero troupe. They kicked him out. He always had a special appearances credit during the series. He was always separate from the opening credits. And then at the end of the third season, he finally got written out of the show.
I see. So he's
Yeah.
gone, and that was 21. I also checked it out just because of this thing, and I liked his character in it. And he made he took a person's brain and turned him into a
Robot Steel. Yeah, Cliff Steele.
Cliff Steele.
Robot
Now
Man.
you said special appearance. Eddie Albert, Charles Durning, and I don't know who Henry Gibson is.
Henry Gibson is from Laugh-In.
Well-
Very interesting.
He's in this, and he gets a special appearance credit. Eddie Albert, Charles Durning, Harry Gibson, and Ed Nelson receive special appearance credits instead of like real credits.
Or like a with. Like normally if they got a big star in a movie who's kind of a supporting role, they'll say with, Charles Durning and Tobey Maguire.
When you're being chased, why are you going up? Oh, is he trying to save Brenda? Or he just thinks these guys are scared of heights?
Now watch. This is a pretty funny bit. You can't
This is
get
him
through
actually.
it.
This is practical effects.
Oh,
The
this
thing
is
is-
funny.
Why not just let the bowling pins bonk you?
Oh, it's funny.
Well, they don't see him? Come
Now-
on, it's rude. These
Now, if
Gen
you watch
Xers,
carefully-
these Gen Y millennials,
could-
they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If you watch carefully, and I got to tell you this right now, there's going to be a lot of boob jiggling.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at Brooke on
How
the
dare.
top.
Those are guys.
No,
Well,
we have-
Brooke's up at the top.
What about the special sound effects in this?
Okay, here we go. Watch for boob jiggling. It's really good.
All right, here we go.
We might be past it.
Rip.
Whoa, they're oh no.
Hey, and her cigar is
Wow.
busted. They must have been someone that said, "Give her the busted cigar." All right, put the busted cigar in your mouth. It busted when you fell.
Now he's stuck. He's in the middle. Now, this woman who plays the Russian lead, I looked up her credits and it's like indistinguishable. It's hardly, I don't know, but she is one of the best. She does a really great performance in this movie.
Again, this is her big star turn, and then
Look at
Really?
her.
oh, nothing.
Oh, a little romance.
Aw.
Aw.
Well, it's there.
I'm so happy those characters I've never seen before found love.
It's their
Yeah.
troop, and they were having problems, and now everything worked out. Thank you,
It did.
Brooke
It seemed
Shields.
pretty bad.
Now, They're starting to connect a little.
Keep your eyes on the road, mister.
Oh, kind of little.
hey.
Halabahuba.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I don't know why Basil doesn't guess what's going to happen.
This is why you should not drive in the Amazon. Wah, wah. Damn.
Wonder Woman. Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Okay, so when is this warning going to happen? When do you need to give? We missed it, huh?
What warning?
The jiggle warning.
No, it's way past it. She was at the top of that trapeze place, and she was in this outfit, and she gets jostled around a lot, and her boobs really do a 3-dimensional waveform.
So this is the fourth time you watched this movie, and your take after watching this movie.
Well, okay, Jiggle Boob is coming up. Let's watch. Hold on. Jiggle Boob.
Jiggle boob.
Whoa, Michael.
Hey, Rocky, jiggle boob. Oh, whoa, boob. Shit. Sorry.
Now
I
look
can't
who
remember
comes. It's rival love interest Basil St. John, you son of a bitch.
He's arriving.
Thanks for coming back. My girl is so in love
Thanks
with
for
you.
nothing, Dick.
Okay, she has now switched outfits with a local. I don't know why. She just
Looks
likes to have outfit changes.
It's so nice to watch Brooke Shields without Bob Hope showing up.
Now, we saw Brooke Shields with George Burns, and I totally watched that movie with you, Mike.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you know what? We've had this conversation before. I always think it was just with Pam.
And we watched Tilt,
Yeah.
and there wasn't. Oh, you had just told me it was
Speed Zone.
Yeah, Speed Zone with Jamie Farr. It was Cannonball Run 3, essentially.
Yeah.
It was Cannonball Run 3, right? They just
Yeah.
changed the name last second.
Yeah, they have Jamie Farr, the winner of the second one, show up
Now-
as the winner of the third one.
This leopard will go on to be owned by Mike Tyson,
Really?
and that's a big part of the film. Yeah.
So that tiger is fucking old, right? That
Well, it's a
animal?
leopard. It's a leopard. And I'm lying too, but it would be really old if it was true.
You're lying?
So he goes, "Do you speak English?" And they go, "No, over there." Which is funny because clearly
They
they
just spoke English. I don't know what happened to your friends in the earlier scene. Everyone stops drinking.
Now, the bad guy reporter, you might know her face because she was in Mommy Dearest. She was the daughter.
Wow, that's a big role.
Yeah, that's a huge role.
No
She was-
wire service.
There he has a reporter. No
Yeah.
wire service ever. That's funny.
That's only for you, Mike.
So now they're in the town where the professor should be. I'm looking
Finally.
for Professor Kreitzer. And everyone goes, huh?
The parrot's like, what? Record scratch? What? Record scratch.
Chrysler, I hardly knew her. Come on. Keep an eye on her.
The bad guy was also in Pretty Baby with Brooke Shields.
Oh, wow.
The Notorious. I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I don't think I would ever see that movie.
Well,
I think
Pretty
it-
Baby's worth seeing because what's her name from Taxi Driver
Mary Lou Henner?
and from Flight and from, we saw her in the Australian movie.
Jodie
Jodie
Foster.
Foster is in it. Pretty Baby's worth seeing. Maybe I'm wrong about Brooke Shields being in that film. You know what?
No, I
I'll
think you're right.
see it.
She was in a couple of creepy films. She was in Blue Lagoon, right? Refresh my memory.
Of course.
Wait, I
Yeah.
don't need to. That is her big hit. I mean, that is why we know her more than than modeling.
Well, it's the
That
Calvin
was
Klein
very
commercial.
cool. Brooke Shields, I did a trivia, a shot at, so we're going to do a trivia question with you. We're going to have you ask a question about yourself, about your history. She's like, I probably won't remember it, but if whatever you want me to do. And the question was, who sang the theme song to my hit movie, Endless Love?
Uh-huh.
And as she read it for the first time on air, she just like lit up. And then she's like, and
Is
then
it
she gave
Barbara?
the answer. Lionel Richie and Donna Summer. Diana
Oh,
Ross.
Donna Summer.
Yeah.
right.
Diana Ross.
Ugh.
That's a great song. The
That's
movie,
a great song.
great song. I haven't seen the
It
movie.
never ends, that song.
Oh, come on.
Endless chorus.
My endless chorus.
What about the Never Ending Story? That kids movie, they made a sequel called The
Love
Never
the
Ending Story
ending.
2.
That's
Yeah.
appropriate.
Well, it shouldn't be, it just be like, but like we said,
Guess who they've found now?
Oh, the guy from the.
Einstein. Yeah.
I was wondering when
Not
Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
Mhm.
We're like what, an hour 40 into this movie? They finally get to the MacGuffin. He's just hanging opium.
You know, this director is really unremarkable. Like, I don't know any of the movies he's made, and he's got no story on the biography of. He made Breaking Point, Any Wednesday, Sweet November, Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Have you ever heard of any of these?
I heard of them, but I never sat down and watched Hard as a Lonely Hunter.
Big Truck and Sister Claire, The Girl from Petrostroika. No, Petro. Okay, he did a Walton wedding, the 95, the last Waltons. That's the only thing that's fun.
Right. Don't they marry each other in the Waltons?
I don't know.
It's a very Walton wedding.
An inbred wedding.
He's dead.
And
He is. He just showed
you don't
up.
need this eye, do you?
Yeah, I'm in desperate need. Do you have check his wallet? Does he have an organ donor?
Right. Dibs on his kidneys.
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Right. Where's my cell phone? How do I get out of here? I'm James Bond.
Now look
You
how
think when he got the
frustrated
James
she
Bond
is.
part, he's like, "Fuck this."
Well,
I'm-
kind of. He found out that he was going to be James Bond, and he was like, "Okay, come on, let's go, let's wrap this
Yeah,
film up."
hurry up.
Come on."
Yeah.
Broccoli needs me. I don't think his
Look what
James
he-
Bond movies
look
were
what
that
she
popular.
found.
The Secret.
No, the second one, like, it really panned to be like a TV movie.
It was The Living Daylights.
License to Kill. I think that was the one
License to
that
Kill. Yeah.
that was the one that was like Miami Vice.
So she's got a little vial, and we learned that what he does is he puts that content of that vial into the water, mixes it up, and that's the fuel. So all she's got to do is get back to civilization and have it analyzed.
They're not going to. There's no way they can get out of here.
I love him. Hello.
He's like, "Do you have a phone?" He goes, "Of course we have a phone. It's in Guadalupe, 20 kilometers.
Petrol now.
Kilometers."
Oh. I guess it's back to the canoe. Come on, Mike. Let's go.
Thank you.
Did you hear the bird?
Yeah.
Uh,
It says bye-bye twice against
Look.
his card.
He doesn't
oh,
have
but
a
he had
phone, eh?
phone.
Myrtle, get me bad guys. One
Now, you
second.
see, it was portable.
What is up with this cartoonist? He's way over his head in this.
I think he's super drunk. Isn't that the joke?
They have to
Is he
lift him
drunk?
out of the bar.
The cartoonist.
And why has he got the sign the whole time?
He has a sign.
Well, he spins it around for money. He stands outside the strip mall where
Yep.
Puerto Verde is.
Yeah, see, the sign
This is
says
car
Puerto
wash.
Verde. Now, I've been in Puerto Rico for work, and there is a Puerto Verde. So, are they being stupid, the filmmakers? I mean,
No, it's just a name, I guess.
Someone looked it up on an encyclopedia. This is before
That's right, back then
Wikipedia.
They asked, remember the kid from the Encyclopedia Britannica commercials?
mhm.
Oh, with the glasses and the blonde hair.
He's Stan Freberg's kid. Stan Freberg directed those. Stan Freberg did Dragnet. He was like, a Mad Men type of humorist from the 50s. He was in It's a Mad World as
Who
one of
was
the
he?
guys, one of the police officers. History of America. Do you remember Stan Freberg? St. George and the Dragonet. We're here to get the dragon, ma'am. Dun 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 dun.
Now, look, they're saving bad guy reporter from an alligator. What she doesn't know is really it was a crocodile.
A Chocodile from Hostess?
Don't you remember the Twinkie with the chocolate? It was a chocolate. Oh, they
Yeah,
don't
crocodile.
bite. They don't bite. They get bit.
Did you get bit?
They get bit.
Whoa.
I think I had to stop eating Hostess after Chocodiles. I said, this is just too good of an idea.
Now
You
she's
chocolate covered
trying to
Twinkie, get the
get
fuck
the
out.
vial from Brooke, and they're going to capsize, of course.
Oh, so it's gonna mix with the water? Is he gonna lose the file?
That would be a
Well,
good.
you're out.
That would be a good premise, Mike. But then no, that won't happen.
You saw the movie Cabin Fever, right? It got into the water and they got all fucked up.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Wait,
Is it?
Cabin
It's good.
Fever, was that with
Eli-
Get a Life guy?
It might be. Eli Roth directed that movie, kind of became popular, but he plays a character in that movie that's so fucking funny.
Who?
He shows up as this hippie. It's
Oh,
just
I'm
like
thinking of
Timothy
Cabin
Dalton?
Boy. What's the name of it?
Cabin
Cabin
Fever.
Fever.
Cabin Fever. Okay.
It's a scary horror movie. I had to fast forward through most of it.
Oh, it's
Should
really
I
good.
see it?
Yeah, you should.
Okay, now they're doing. Look, she's so good in this film.
Yeah, she is funny.
She's always got her cigar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, they lost their motivation.
Oh, look out.
Now look,
Come on.
she's so great.
What's
Oh
she
my
doing?
god, she's water skiing
Layers.
and crocodiles.
Yeah, see you later. Crocodiles. After a while, alligator.
Have you ever heard the real song where that expression comes from?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Oh my god, this is the craziest.
Bonk.
Or to death.
He was
I
going
am-
to
I
hit
am
him
so
with
like
the
that.
Screw it.
stick
She's
or
gonna
that
water ski on
paddle.
crocodiles.
It was either or.
Tampers up.
Wait.
Uh.
See how he hit him with the paddle? He was going to hit him with
Mhm.
the stick or the paddle. It was either or.
Oh,
Either
come
or.
on.
You heard me
That
say
took me a
or to
minute.
I'll
death,
be here
right?
all week.
Well, please.
I did contribute or to death. I'm not
What's
leaving
the
the show
rush?
until I say it again. Oh no,
Now,
don't do it. My cocaine. Brooke, you fucker. That was my coke. That was for after
No,
the
don't worry.
shoot.
She's got more.
She's not necessary. You know what's funny?
Wait, where's the cartoonist? Oh, there it is.
Okay, so this kind
There
of
it is.
doesn't make sense to me.
There's fire in the water.
How do you put it out?
How do you put it out? How do you get away from fire in the
Now,
water?
you see how they use the fuel to start that fire, but later in the movie, we find out that the fuel is a fraud. So I don't get this movie.
That's a fraud?
sometimes doesn't make sense.
So they do get the vial at the end.
Yeah, well, she just poured it into the water,
Are
and
you saying that that's fake? It's a fake vial. Oh no! Double
he's
take.
good in this film.
He's really good.
Look, gulp.
Excuse me, guys. Danger calls.
That's not very fancy. It's kind of plain. I mean, you think because it lands on the water, it's fancy, but it's just.
Well, he's bringing breakfast. It's a plain bagel.
It's a plain bagel.
Those boats are cool because you can land on water. Who ever thought of that idea? Like we're having trouble with your plane design.
right.
It's great. It gets it up in the air, but when it lands in the water, it sinks.
Wow, your boat can fly?
Oh,
Boom!
oh, what was that?
That was a wipe. We rarely see that in this film. We see it like 2 or 3 times. You
It's
know
like
how
a crocodile
cheap that
wipe.
is. Yeah.
Like the crocodile was eating the
the teeth, yeah.
Yeah. Fly by
Your
night.
boat can fly? Whoa!
Ew, ew, ew. Wow. Really? That's James Manfield's car? Can I touch it?
Okay, now what they're going to do, they're showing, just like the professor did in the film, that the gas is empty. And they're saying, see, it's just water.
What are you doing? Whoa.
Now here's the vial, which I don't understand why they don't bring it back and have it analyzed.
Right.
Oh,
Why
no,
waste it?
What she did was she threw it in the water, and now it's filled up again.
Now, Timothy Dalton is like talking to him like they're stupid, and the artist is just rolling his eyes.
This is like solid entertainment for everyone. They've never seen a car before. Yeah, forget it. This is more Rex Harrison MD shit. I'm out of here.
It's funny how the gas tank is in the middle of it, and that's probably true.
Oh, he finally hung up a sign.
What for? I don't know.
It represents. Hey, it works. Hey!
Yay! Here we go.
Try not to kill us and take our invention.
Maybe I'm wrong about the fraud thing. I thought Charles During said that, and I've seen this several times. But okay, anyway, you can see how powerful the fuel is.
Yeah. Makes film go quicker.
Boinga, boinga,
Oh, I'm missing the sound effects. Sound effects provided by Mel Blanc. Oh, Rochester, I would like to ride my jalopy. All right, get Mel Brooks into the studio. Ooga. That's my Mel Blanc.
Brenda Starr finally ended in 2011 as a comic.
That's crazy.
They had gotten down to 65 newspapers only, and it wasn't profitable for the Chicago Tribune anymore. And, you know, the original author, Dahlia, she had long ago retired by the time it failed. She had complaints about the new authors, she was like, it doesn't look, it isn't stylish like it used to. She used to do stuff like she would draw in like her nipple showing through the blouse, and then the censors would get an eraser. She did all sorts of stuff. It was canceled one time in Boston because she was smoking a polka dot cigar, and Boston didn't like a woman smoking a cigar.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, I read up on. I'm a big fan of Beetle Bailey, and I read his book, Walker's book, and his editors would also remove any kind of belly button or nipples, and he got so pissed off he drew this beach scene, and the editors had a Beetle Bailey belly button box where they would take out the belly buttons and put it in there.
Well, that was actually in this movie, and I didn't bring it up at the time. It was in the hotel room in Puerto Rico when he was taking a bath. She's like, "What's that? What's that?" And he goes, "What?" She goes, "Did you have an accident? What is that?" And she goes, "Oh, it's a belly button. Everyone has one." "Not everybody has one." I go, "Oh, well, you see the censors." And then she explains.
That's so interesting. That's actually in the movie?
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, like comic strips, they have a legacy. They have assistants. The assistants take over long after the creator is retired or passed away. Or in the case of Peanuts, they keep them in, but as classic Peanuts. And also, I have to complain. Newspapers have long ago shrunk the comic strips into like this size and cram them into one page. It's no longer 2-page.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of complaints about the art and shit like that, but
cheaper to. Okay, so now Libby is totally well, but she's becoming such a bad guy. She's trying to get the formula, tying them up and everything.
Damn it.
Freeze!
Okay, give me the gun, Living Daylights.
Yeah, right.
He licensed the.
Would you like a view to a kill?
What are those Timothy Dalton Bond movies? He buys a carton of cigarettes. It's like this great scene where he places the carton of cigarettes down on the table.
He did he did The Living Daylights and License to Kill.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Living Daylights.
Living Daylights is good. He plays them really angry and nasty, and there's a skiing scene. But Adam's right. The next movie he did, it was like a TV show.
Now, he never married her, but he was in a serious long-term relationship with Vanessa Redgrave.
Classy dude.
And they were in 2 movies together. And check this out. I used to have a lot of respect for him. And then it says here he briefly dated Whoopi Goldberg.
Look, good for Whoopi Goldberg.
He obviously has a type. Vanessa Redgrave and Whoopi Goldberg.
He obviously has a type now. Female.
Figures, right?
Vagina wielding women. Now, this is supposed to be hilarious, and it doesn't really come off as so funny, but wipe.
Wipe. What is that, like a curtain wipe? Oh, into a cartoon?
Yeah.
Is that Beetle Bailey?
Black
It's
orchid.
Black orchid. Black.
So they get out. I guess they get out.
Excuse me, honey. This is not very graceful. Oh, no.
Now, this is the, like, I love you and everything, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to like the writer.
Yeah, he doesn't eat black orchids to survive.
Yeah, and the front of his crotch is not flat.
Right.
You guys.
He's got what you would call a penis.
He
Yeah,
does.
He's got an innie and an outie, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
He's got an outie, all right.
an
Now-
innie and out, in and outie.
Originally, his face was malfunctioning, but then the software company issued a patch. I'll edit that
I
out.
reject it.
The last time my name is not Adams. Why do you keep nicknaming me that?
Look deep in my eye.
I'm editing this part out. We're not live or anything. They'll be watching the movie at this.
Yeah, they'll be watching the movie.
Okay, back to cartoons. And, you know, it's kind of like just reminding us that it is a cartoon. It's so late into the film. We're wrapping up now. Act 3
Really?
has happened.
Is this Sunday already? Or
Right.
a Monday strip? Yeah, you
What
would
is
follow a
going
story in a
on?
comic strip, and it would wrap up on a Tuesday, and a new story would start.
Oh my
Wednesday.
God, the
Look what
engine melts.
Yeah, look what the engine did. The fuel did to the engine.
Wait, there's no dialogue, or
Yeah, right.
it's just music, right, Carl?
I don't understand why. I think we might have chosen the wrong version to watch.
Right. So you didn't notice this in the other 12 times you
Well,
watched.
I was watching that other one. Remember the first
Yeah.
one I told
Yeah.
you? Miracle fuel of fake. It isn't true that it's a fake. So now Libby's getting in lots of trouble. You promised me a scoop.
I'm
Well,
sorry we
the
picked the
scoop
wrong
is
version.
It's a
Carl.
fake.
There's the door. Okay.
There's a window. There's a bug.
That's the window.
Tree.
Yeah.
That's a bird.
There's your garbage can. What's your point?
Oh, that Starr. Brenda Starr.
Can't
Well, I'll
believe I
get you in
dragged
the
it.
sequel, Brenda.
Oh,
Now,
ew.
Brenda will come through the door, and of course, just like always, she's just off a big story. Oh, yeah, Brenda.
Hey!
Every time she comes in, everyone's like, oh, but it's always deserved.
It's like the beginning of The Other Guys, where they celebrate Samuel Jackson and The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did great. Shut the fuck up.
There's Charles again.
What did she do exactly?
She found the fuel, learned it was a fake. She went for it. She got it. She found the professor. I don't know. Got a whole big story.
I mean, the whole movie? Is that what you mean?
But Libby spent a lot of newspaper money to steal the formula that turned out to be like sort of like a fraud.
So she broke the story that it was a fraud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone left their black orchid on my desk.
Yeah, that's right. The
that's
telltale
creepy.
calling card of Basil St. John.
This is my
Oh,
calling.
it's a lunch date. I
Yeah.
brought the lunch.
Wait, this is Silk.
Wait, is he going to go back out? How's he get himself out?
They're both going to go out together.
What?
It's the
Spoiler.
real world?
She's going into the real world.
So strange.
Here he is. In
Yeah,
his
just like
real-
There's
In
no
his
like
father's
take on
suit.
me montage or anything like that. I'll be
There
there.
she is.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Take on me.
Well,
Yeah, that is like I was like, what was who did I forgot who sang that song, but then
Aha.
I had my aha moment.
Sorry, I stepped on that.
Okay,
Oh, I
Steve
slipped right
Poston
over it.
wrote that joke. Steve Poston wrote that.
Oh, all right. See, post.
Oh, Steve Poston.
Who you know as Postman. He's like a pun guy. Is there ever a stand-up comedian who is a pun guy? There is now.
This
Yeah, Wizard of Id. Wizard of Wid.
Wizard of Id. Yeah, how did he get that name? I was reading Freud at the time.
Look at the sparkles.
This happens all the time.
Hello.
She's Brenda Starr.
Now that would be in the comic strip. She'd have a little sparkle in her eye.
Right, which makes sense in a comic strip because they have to.
Here,
Okay.
I'm drawing a
You're
picture
such a
of
good
me
artist.
drowning. And I
That's
am
my
a,
side, Porta Verde.
It's a plane and it's crashing right into me. It's okay.
Oh, so he's explaining what's happening.
It's you, but you listen to everything I say.
But you're interested in me this time.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't kiss your own creation.
Right. You get
Right?
lipstick all over yourself.
That's creepy.
But it
Oh.
isn't his creation. He didn't write it. She was complaining, why do you make my purses so little? He goes, I didn't invent you. I just draw you.
So strange.
And she's like,
I-
I like the outfits I wear, but it's not realistic from the income I make.
Wait, it's all a dream? Dream?
Not a dream. It's
How
over.
do you know? Spoiler
He
alert.
drew her. So she is no longer she's back in the comic.
With the black orchard.
Oh, you
Yeah.
give her the orchids if she can go back with the guy. Well, that's nice.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. Oh, until tomorrow. That's it. That do. Tribute Entertainment Company.
Tony
Holy
Peck.
shit.
Peck is
I didn't
in
even look
this
him
movie,
up.
so is Diane Scarward, Nestor Sarando, June Gable,
That
John
sounds
is
like
short,
the end of
Eddie
Scooby-Doo.
Albert.
You do.
Ed Nelson, Tom something,
Professor
Mary
Gerhard
Lou
von Stra- so
Rosato,
Albert Einstein was
Rex
Henry.
Pearson,
Albert, this is all Albert
Perez,
Einstein's only
Joshua
speaking role.
Sussman, Cindy
What?
Pacino, and Tiger,
Adam is doing the Harry Nilsson sing the end credits.
Bob
song.
Noble, Victor Paul, Shell Wiener,
Yeah, handle these stunts.
Phil
Al.
Romano, Bob
Adam.
Birkin, Bill.
Adam, what'd you
Madden.
think of the movie, Brenda Starr?
Hold on, I'm not done with my song. And we got Dean Morris, Jim. And
Executive in charge of
and
Test
Jim
Production.
Eaton, Gary Giettis, Michael Tadazras, David C. And the second director is Peter Merwin.
Carl, what'd you think of this?
Peter Stein.
I think that the bit at the end of the movie was a little tiresome, the singing. But other than that, I really did enjoy this film, and it was nice to see Brooke Shields like in her prime. She
Yeah.
really was at the top of her game.
I like
I
everything
enjoyed
except
it.
the end credits theme song.
Yeah, I don't know why he was so banned. It
Hair
wasn't
and
terrible.
makeup.
It was decent.
I think that's the best way to phrase it. It was definitely a decent movie. It just never blossomed, never came to be.
I would
Well,
watch
I
it with
think-
my kids. Not again, but I mean, like if that came on, it's hard to find a good movie for to watch with the family. I don't think that was bad.
I think that Jeffrey Tambor really did a great job. He was very funny. I think that Lips was a very good bad guy, bad gal. And the only thing I don't think that this Peck was very charismatic. But other than that, I think everyone had a perfect role.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. And this is the first time this is definitely a movie I read about 100 million times because of its troubled production. But I've never seen it until now, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I did. It was good. It was solid. You know what? It's a lot better than a lot of other cartoon movies that we get. It's no Black Adam, thank God. No offense, Adam. Adam, where can people find you or anything you like to promote?
Yes, proudlyresents.com. You can find the podcast, and the few episodes that are featured on the homepage have Michael in it, so that's good.
Yeah.
So you'll enjoy that, and then you can go Proudly Resents on the iTunes or the Google Plays, and you can put in interviews or bad movie reviews, and you'll get either one of those because I did both. And there's 200 episodes, so it's really fun to listen to.
Sounds great. And unlike our show, his episodes are titled, and it'll tell you exactly what you're going to listen to. So
Not
you
a
can go
date.
Yeah. So not by date.
No,
So you
not
can
by
actually-
date.
Irrelevant date.
Adam, we would love to have you back as a guest, which is a
Let me
polite
know.
way of
Let me
saying,
know.
yeah,
Anytime.
it's my
Thanks,
polite
guys.
way
Good
of
to
saying
see
you're
you,
not going to be in
Carl.
the show.
No, maybe
My-
next time.
Well,
Well,
next
what is
week we're
next?
very.
What's the next movie?
Well, I would love to tell you it is starring Bill Paxton, right?
The Vagrant. Yeah, we're
The
going to watch
Vagrant.
The Vagrant.
The Vagrant from
Correct.
1992.
All right, guys. I gotta go. I got my house is on fire.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
well, you better
That means-
attend to
that
that
means-
fire.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Adam. Well,
Whoa, he's gone.
thought he would never leave. This is produced by Mel Brooks, The Vagrant,
Produced, not
Yeah.
directed.
one of his Brooks films. All right, here's Carl to close us out. We thank you so much. Thank you, Mutiny Radio. Stay tuned for Ugly Sundays days at 4:00. Really good music. They usually keep going until 8, fortunately. And check us out on Mutiny Radio next week. Listen to Found Round Sound at noon, us at 2, the Ugly Sundays at 4. Donate to the station at
Make a
Venmo
day
at
of it.
Mutiny Radio. Check out their Discord channel. We'll be on it watching our shows eventually. But
Maybe.
we have our own. If you don't want Mom and Dad Mutiny Radio, check out our Discord channel, LWAFLMOYT, or follow us on Facebook. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube. Carl, what a pleasure. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
researching.
Michael.
It was really good. A good week, a good episode. Carl, take it away.
Let's watch full-length movie on YouTube with Michael Speed.